Hello, this is Mr. Mola for lesson 9-6, solving quadratic equations by factoring. Alright, so pretty much the same thing as 9.5. We're solving, trying to find those zeros, except this time we are factoring. So again, you have the choice when we take the test next week to do whichever method you like better. Just showing you the two different options you have. So again, basically we are just finding the zeros for the quadratics, and you could do those by factoring or by graphing. So ultimately, you'll factor it just like we did in chapter 8, and you're going to end up getting answers like this. And really, you're just going to set it into two separate equations. So you get x minus 7 and then x plus 2, and you're really just going to set them equal to 0. So x minus 7 equals 0, and x plus 2 equals 0. And then your answers are going to be 7 and negative 2, because that's what makes it 0. So that's what you're doing for factoring. So this one would be 2 and negative 4. Okay, but you have to remember how to factor them first. So if I have a problem like this, I have x squared minus 6x plus 8. So remember, when we are factoring these, we need to multiply that 8, and when they add up, they should be negative 6. So it's going to be x minus 4. And then x minus 2. And then if we would have FOIL that back out, we would end up with x squared minus 6x plus 8. So that means our answers for this would be 4 and 2 once we set them equal to 0. So again, some people might think this is a little easier depending on how good you are at factoring or how complicated the problem is. It might be different for everybody. Here we have to get the 21 by itself, or on this side first, like this is already set up for us. So really what we have is x squared minus 4x minus 21. Oops. And then that would equal 0. Okay, so then kind of the same thing. When we are factoring it, we have x plus 7, and then x minus 3. And that would give us the same thing. And when we FOIL that out, x squared plus 4x minus 21, once we FOIL that out, so then our answers here would be a negative 7 and a positive 3 once we set it equal to 7. Or once we set it equal to 0, sorry. So x plus 7 equals 0, so you're going to minus 7 from each side. And then x minus 3 equals 0, so you're going to add 3 to each side. So that's how you would get those answers. And then if you want to compare the answers from before with graphing, you kind of would do the same thing. Be aware that there could be a no solution just like last time, and this is a little harder to see because it's just not factorable, which some of you might give up a little easier and be like, oh, I can't do this one, there must be a no solution. Well, yeah, there could be a no solution, or it could just be that you're not seeing the answer. And then you will have some of these where you do need to take out the greatest common factor, like negative 8 is the greatest common factor of negative 16t plus 8t plus 24, so to kind of take that out. We can also use that factoring to solve for problems like this. So again, remember that negative 16t is how fast something falls, so we're trying to find the equation for a diver to reach the water, and we're trying to see how many seconds it's going to take them. So kind of the opposite. Usually we get answers that say, after, or we're trying to figure out where they are after, 10 seconds or 5 seconds. Here we're trying to figure out how long it's going to take them, so we don't know what the t is. So same thing, we would kind of take out the negative 8 and then set up that FOILing problem. And then we really just need to see which one is possible. So can negative 8 equal 0? Well, no, that doesn't make sense because you can't have negative 8 seconds. Kind of the same thing over here. T equals negative 1. No, that doesn't make sense either. You can't have negative 1 second. So the only one that is possible and likely is the 1.5 that's in the middle. So kind of the same thing, taking the negative 8 equal to 0, not possible. T2, or 2t minus 3 equals 0, there it is in the middle. T plus 1 equals 0, there it is on the end. And the only one that is possible, the only one that is positive, is the 1.5. But again, you could do the same thing, like we said yesterday, graph that and figure out where the diver is going to come up again, so where that x is, or where the point is going to be at 0.